everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I finally found time to sit down and talk to myself, as it were. So, I've been having kind of a hard time now that everything's opening back up. I finally feel that I can exhale. It feels like I've been holding my breath this past year. And we kind of, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're going back to normal, which is just amazing. Working at the hospital through COVID and since then has just been kind of tough. So I kind of wanted to talk about my weight gain through COVID and how I kind of just survived, and ultimately that weight gain, which made me choose to have the gastric sleeve. So when this all started, it was very scary. No one knew what was going on. Being inside while people are scared, and your staff is scared, and you work in a hospital, so this is just part of the territory. I was terrified I was gonna bring it home to my son and my daughter. My son has a lot of he has respiratory problems. He has asthma as a child. He has, he's my bubble boy, and I was terrified I was going to bring it to him. So that stress added to just watching people die, and at one point we were losing a patient a shift, not a day, a shift. I would leave my job and then come in the next day and the patient would be gone. And I've worked in healthcare since I was 18, and I can most definitely say this year has just been just the worst of my career. It seems just push all those years together, and that's kind of how it seemed. Now, when it first happened, I was on the COVID unit. I was terrified I was going to catch it, but it's part of the job of working in a hospital. And by the grace of God, I did not catch it, but I had to sit there and watch my coworkers get sick. Just the people who were there for so long just finally expire. That, it was just death and fear for months on end. So when this first started and no one knew what to do, it was just so traumatic that you can't go out for fun, you can't go hang out with friends. I just ate, and I would stop 2-3 times a day at fast food restaurants, and if I was having a bad day at work, I would stop at home on the way home to get food. It was just a constant stream of just food. I need this to make me feel better. I need this to forget about what happened last night. I need this to just make it to tomorrow. And I watch a lot of YouTube, and I was watching a couple of weight loss people, because I don't use this as an excuse. There was no reason for me to do that to my body. It was just the reason that I coped, and eventually you come to terms with what you do or what you did, and you move forward, which is why I wanted to get the help that I did. But I find it kind of demoralizing, I guess, that they want to throw in people's face that this wasn't that bad. Oh, what are you talking about? This wasn't even that bad. It's like, well, maybe to you, you didn't see people die constantly. You didn't see your coworkers get sick. You don't have your coworkers die. So it's easy to sit on your high horse when you're an influencer on YouTube, versus my nurses and doctors and my EVS workers and us, who go in, day out, have to take care of these sick people, watch them die, not have family members, and then tell them that it's not that bad, you're fine, 90 whatever percent, people survive. It's like, yeah, but we got to see the other 1%. And 1% of a whole population is still a lot of people. And it's especially a lot of people when you have to watch them die with no breaks, no escape. You are at home or you're at work, and that's it. I had a niece who was born last June, and it took me 7 months to get the nerve to hold her. I couldn't see her. I was too terrified that I would get her sick. I was too terrified that I'd kill my grandparents. It was just a lot of stress. And people like me, we eat our stress. So the simple fact that they want to throw in your face, it's not that bad, you're just fat. It's, that's the thing. I'm not saying that I should have eaten. I'm just saying I did, and then I'm working through that. But I just wanted to touch on the sheer meanness of, it's fine, you're making such a big deal out of nothing. Like, I would love you to go talk to my nurses who had to take care of people who died every day, and they'd have to come back around and do it again in 12 hours. So it's very disingenuous, I guess, to just look people in the eye and tell them that they're fine, that, your excuses, just with such disdain. I'm still a big girl. I'm losing weight, as I got this surgery and I'm losing weight, but I will never look down on someone who went through this past trauma. And if you gained a little weight, we can work it off, it's fine. But to make it seem that, it was nothing, I think that's what really, because a lot of us are pretty traumatized. It's a lot of death all at once. It's a lot of sorrow with no escape. So, hug a nurse, hug an EVS worker. We're opening back up and I can finally feel like I can breathe again. But it also seems like this whole year I'm starting to process what happened. Eating kind of made it so I wouldn't have to deal with that. It was my coping mechanism, which I'm not saying it's good, obviously not. But we all have to start working through and trying. So if you truly believe that this virus wasn't that bad, you're lucky that you didn't have to live through this. My nurses, my respiratory therapists, my CNAs, oh my God, my CNAs, they were the true heroes of this. And I just want to get that recognition, and that this past year, no, it's not an excuse for weight gain, but it's a reason. And let's cut ourselves a little slack. And like me, I decided, if I keep going on like this and let this depression and find the escape in food, I was going to be 400 pounds. So, for me personally, the weight loss surgery was my goal. It was my key to help save my sanity. It was something for me to get to, which may not be for you, but it was for me. But again, thank you for all my healthcare workers. You did amazing. No one will understand what you've been through unless you went through it with you. And if you did gain weight like me, you know what, that's okay. life happens and then you move on from it. So I hope that you can start processing things, and I hope if weight loss is your goal, I hope you get that going. But like I said, I feel like I'm exhaling. I feel like I have a little more control. I feel better, so. But thank you for just sitting here me rambling today. I just needed to vent a little bit. This last year has been kind of hard, and I just wanted to reach out, and if anyone else has been through the same thing, if you had weight gain, if you had weight loss, if you just mentally are exhausted, just let me know. You're not alone. Bye, guys.